Debris in the ocean is threatening the existence of Hawaiian sea turtles, already listed under the Endangered Species Act.
North Shore divers have found 7 turtles in just over a month that were injured by fishing lines and hooks.
Manolo Morales joins us now with Ken Nichols from the North Shore Diving Headquarters. Hi again, Manolo.
Good morning, Leslie Ron. Well, I'm actually joined by 2 people, Ken Nichols to my right over here and Joe Corino from the North Shore Diving Headquarters. And well, let's start with you, Ken. About 7 in just a little bit over a month. I'm thinking, how serious of a problem is this? And chances are, is this like happening not just in the North Shore, but all over the state?
Well, I don't think there can be any doubt whatsoever. If this is a problem beyond the North Shore, it most certainly is. And it's not just an Oahu problem either, it's a statewide problem.
The main thing is that's been really injuring them are the fishing lines, fishing hooks, as well as some of the nets, I take it.
Yeah, it's fishing line that we've found on every turtle of the 7, fishing line and or hooks on all of them.
This, I'm sure this has a perception that this is something, a battle between divers and fishermen, when you make it a point that it really isn't. What is this from, and who's to blame for all of this? Is it just fishermen?
No, it's not. Divers are part of the problem as well, and it's not divers versus fishermen. Fishermen understand the value of conservation as well, and that's really the problem, which I would put on the state more than anything else, that they haven't put policies in place to protect our natural resources.
Let's talk to Joe over here. Joe, you have been out there yourself and finding a lot of it. What is this? I mean, how troubling is this to you whenever you see something like this? It seems to be happening a lot more often lately.
Yeah, it's really upsetting. I include it in most of my dive briefings and try and let the people that are coming here as tourists or just local people that come and dive with us, to let them know that there is a problem, and if they go beyond the shop or if they go beyond dives with me, that they can help and do what's necessary, just by picking up trash or picking up line. Anything helps. So.
I'm thinking, is it the kind of thing where this has probably been happening a lot for some time now, or do you think more so lately than as far as you can tell?
It's probably been happening for years and years. I think right now, for whatever reason, it may be the turtles are just coming to us and we're finding them now, just trying to get their message out there that there is a problem.
Is it, what's the most disturbing thing about it? I know you guys have actually had to literally, pick the turtle out of the ocean and literally do almost like an operation, a surgical operation with some of the ones you've found.
The most disturbing thing is, trying to help and, when you see the turtle in the water, just the determination not to let it go. I mean, that's their environment. It's pretty hard to catch them and get near them, but, we're pretty dedicated, so we're not going to let any go. And then when you bring them up on the boat, it's disturbing to not be able to help them right there and release them. Sometimes we have to give them to other agencies to nurse them back to health. But, like Sunday, we got the turtle up on the boat and we're able to remove the hook and just release her right there. So, that's a good feeling.
Ken, I know you guys have talked to National Marine Fisheries about this, as well as Department of Land and Natural Resources, just sort of that there's a problem here, and I'm just thinking, what sort of response have you got?
Well, so far the wheels are turning, and there is action in place to change the policies existing on the North Shore. Currently, the North Shore has no marine reserves whatsoever, and the so-called conservation district that exists at the Pupukea Marine Life Conservation District, which is otherwise known as Sharks Cove and Three Tables, currently allows spearing, fishing, and netting. So if you can imagine Hanauma Bay with spear fishermen, fishers, and netters, you get a picture of how ridiculous our conservation district is on the North Shore. Clearly needs to be changed, and the wheels are turning in that direction.
And you are somewhat optimistic that things will be better as the process moves, I take it.
I'm eminently confident that change is going to occur, because the bottom line is this is an embarrassment to the state, and it's an embarrassment to the nation, and in a country that is so educated and so wealthy, to be so backwards in conservation policies is something that we're not going to be very proud of if it is exposed, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that people know about it, unless we get things changed for the better.
All right, Ken Nichols and Joe Guarino from the North Shore Diving Headquarters. We'll leave it at that for now, and we'll be back with you later with a little bit more. Leslie and Ron, over to you.
All right, turtles are beloved sea creatures in Hawaii.
Otherwise, our future generation won't be able to enjoy some
them.
of those as well.
threatening the existence of Hawaiian sea turtles who are already under the Endangered Species Act.
North Shore divers have found 7 turtles in just over a month that were injured by fishing lines and fishing hooks.
Manola Morales joins us now with some folks who go out and rescue turtles. They're from the North Shore Diving Headquarters. Hi again, Manola.
Good morning back to you guys. Well, yes, Joe Guarino over here and Ken Nichols from the North Shore Diving Headquarters, pretty much, doing it on their own. Well, Ken, you have a business with the North Shore Diving Headquarters, and tell me a little bit, just kind of, what do you feel it needs to be done here? Obviously, this is a problem, and it's a big concern. In addition to the fishing nets, you're also saying you're finding turtles over there that have a lot seem to have tumors, and what needs to be done in order to help that?
I think everybody has to be willing to make sacrifices. Fishermen need to be willing to sacrifice certain areas of coastline, and divers need to be willing to sacrifice some of their access as well, and be more aware of their actions and what kind of destruction that they're responsible for. But basically, everybody just really needs to be willing to make a sacrifice.
And in some way, your business is making a sacrifice in itself. You're saying actually, whenever you go out to these tours, you bring out tours of divers, and you find an injured turtle, you wind up diverting the tour, and some of them get pretty upset by this, surprisingly, actually.
Yeah, I think probably a lot of people think it's a crazy mentality to have, to say that the marine environment and the turtles take precedence over the customer, and the only thing that takes a priority over our obligation to the marine environment and to the organisms that are threatened is safety. Safety is obviously our #1 concern, but aside from that, our obligation is to the environment, which essentially pays our rent, pays our salaries, and makes a living for us. And if there's problems out there, I think we're obligated to do something about it.
North Shore divers have found a disturbing amount of injured sea turtles in the past few weeks.
They've rescued 7 turtles in just over a month. And Hawaiian sea turtles are, as you may know, are threatened animals under the Endangered Species Act.
Manola Morales joins us now with 2 people who've made it their business to be saving these turtles, as many of them as they can. Good morning, Manola.
Good morning, Leslie Ron. Yeah, that's right. That's right. About seven turtles in just a little over a month. Quite a lot. And chances are, I'm here with Ken Nichols, Joe Guarino. Chances are, it's happening not just in the North Shore, but everywhere. And you made it a point that it's really not a matter of fishermen against divers. It's really a matter of everyone really helping out and trying to keep the ocean clean.
It really is. It's in everybody's best interest to look after our natural resources, and I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank all the people that have helped us along the way. We couldn't possibly have done everything that we've done without all of the help and support of a lot of different people, and I'd also like to encourage people to definitely get involved, whether it's with a nonprofit organization that you really believe in, or certainly welcome to call us and get on our call list, because we go out and clean up the beaches and pull nets off of the reefs and do whatever we can to help out. And if people are aware of problems and they are willing to give us a call and let us know, we'll do everything in our power to try and help out.
For your average diver out there who happens to see a turtle in trouble, do you recommend them to just kind of take things into his or her own hands? Or?
Well, even a National Marine Fisheries official gave us the advice that, if you're in a situation where you see a turtle that has a line or a hook in it with line trailing behind it, and you have potentially the ability to bring that turtle to the surface or remove that line, then do it, because that is essentially a death sentence, or at least is going to equate to the loss of a limb for a turtle. So yes, but caution needs to be used, definitely, because as Joe is a perfect example of, you can injure yourself literally, and you want to think hard about whether you're going to do that or not, but if you can, do it.
Okay, Joe. Well, we of course want you to be careful at all times while you're out there, and we don't want you to miss any more dive times, because just tell us a little bit. I know when things are great, when are happening out there, you just a nice sort of recreational dive. You find a lot of great things to see out there. You were saying how some cleaning stations for turtles where you can just see a bunch out there.
On a regular basis we see the schools of spinner dolphins out there, and several spots on the North Shore. Really beautiful, unusual places for me to see anyway, because it's a cleaning station where 7 to 8 turtles will come together on the top of the reef and get cleaned by little shrimp and wrasse and little cleaner fish and stuff.
It's a great thing to just watch, I'm sure.
Yeah, when we're not dealing with rescuing turtles, it's probably one of the most beautiful places to dive in the world, so glad I'm here.
All right. Ken, just one question as far, I'm sure that there are probably some skeptics out there who might say, well, I mean, sure, you're doing this because you want to attract attention to your business. Well, how would you respond to that?
Well, yeah, it's true. We do get attention, but you know what? I'll be really proud of the day where I see other dive operations doing what we're doing and actually affecting positive change, because I know that we'll have had a part in that. And if we can do what we've done in the space of a couple of years, I can't imagine what we could achieve if 2 different operations or 5 or 10 different dive operations were out there doing what we were doing. We could really, really make some substantial change for the better, and I look forward to that day, and I look forward to seeing those operations in the news and getting the attention, because they'll deserve it if they're out there doing more than just making a buck.
Team effort can do wonders, I'm sure.
It definitely can.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us here. I know it's a long ride to town at this early hour. Thank you guys, and watch out for those turtles. Make sure they're okay, and if you can help them out, help them out. Leslie and Ron, over to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Manolo.